Welcome to the Untold Civil War, and we are going onto the battlefield, albeit in miniature. As promised, when I went down to Virginia, I actually got to link up with my Uncle Tim, who's been wargaming for many years, and he invited us to his place to push some lead, as they say. And it was a really great experience. For those of you who are war gamers, you might want to know we actually played with the, I believe it's called the Fire and Fury rule set. The pieces that you'll see, the terrain, the figures, they all belong to my Uncle Tim, who set this up, and I just want to give a big shout out to him and thank him for his patience with us newbies. So on this day, the scenario was that the Union Army would be trying to take the crossroads defended by the Confederates, who were actually up on a hill. Now, commanding the Union troops is my good friend Michael Connors, who is the vice president of the Civil War Roundtable in New York City. And as you can see, he wastes no time advancing his Union line right into the Confederate right. It is so amazing to see and actually get to push these lead figures around. I mean, we have the video games, we play them all the time, but there's something to be said to actually hold and play with these hand-painted figures. It's just a whole different experience. What's interesting to note is that although the Union advanced on the Confederate right, the Confederate left advanced as well. And this did happen in the Civil War. We see this at First Manassas, First Bull Run, where both flanks of the opposing forces advanced on each other and may have completely missed each other until they adjusted in regards. The Confederate advance right there on the Confederate left actually is very successful and pushes the Union troops there back, and they charge right up into the Union guns on that position. I mean, the rebel yell just send those Yankees skedaddling.
Good roll, good roll. See, the ones are offset every now and then by a good roll.
Now, meanwhile, you still have the Union effort right there on the Confederate right, and it looks to me that did not deter their actual advance. The Confederates, even though they seem to be sweeping up on the left, the Union do not back down, and they keep pushing on the right, as you can see. But yeah, the Confederates are just sweeping up that Yankee flank there. It's amazing to see that it's really all in the dice. When you play a game like this, it really is all in the dice. You could have veteran troops, you could have a very experienced unit, and you roll those dice, and yes, that could be the deciding factor of the battle. The Union troops under Mike Connors, they do not back down. They continue to advance up on that hill on the Confederate right. They are not backing down. Just amazing hand-painted figures. I think Uncle Tim painted several of these, so amazing, amazing. It looks just fantastic. Now, we joked about dice there for a minute. I talked to Sarah. Sarah and Grubb are actually very good friends of mine. I knew Grubb when we went to basic training in the military, and they're commanding the Confederate Army here. Sarah and I made the joke about Vegas blowing on the dice for luck. She let me blow on her dice, and we sent the Yankees falling back.
And what did you roll?
7.
The Confederates, we advanced right on the Yankees, trying to take advantage of that retreat. But the Union Army under Mike Connors have now formed a solid defensive position with a reinforced line. And it didn't take much to send us falling back right to the back of the top of the hill there. Our advance was stopped right in its tracks. So Sarah, Grubb, and I, commanding the Confederate Army, were pushed back by Michael Connors' Union troops right there on our right. However, our advance on the left is very successful, and we were able to sweep up that Yankee element there on our left. As you can see, I'm moving my troops back, being forced back from the hill, moving those what I call Lord of the Rings trees that seem to just pick up and move when you need to. But that essentially was the end of the battle. I mean, we played this out. It was just a real bloody slugfest of back and forth. And it came down to pretty much, I would say, a draw or maybe even a Confederate victory. We took many casualties, but we held the crossroads. But of course, there's no telling, had we continued to fight this battle, had the day lasted a little bit longer, had there been a day 2, Mike Connors may have been able to push right back up that hill with that reinforced line and taken that crossroads the next day. But as far as this first day of fighting, as far as the time constraints we had, the Confederates did hold that hill. They did hold that crossroads, but they weren't able to completely rout the Union Army by the end of the day, and there's still a threat sitting to their front. So that was it, guys. We fought this battle. It was quite the slugfest, pretty intense. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this inspires you to push some lead around and get into the wargaming hobby. And if you are interested in more videos like this, go ahead, comment below, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm going to keep doing things like this. I feel like I want to bring some variety to the YouTube channel, so you tell me what you like. What we've got coming up now is that I'm going to be going to Gettysburg for Remembrance Day, so I'm going to be filming with a lot of reenactors, the Sons of Union veterans, and walking the battlefield. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So much more to come. Thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting the show as always.